This is a tribute to John J. Michels, Hospital Corpsman, L Company, 3rd Battalion, 26th Marines, 3rd Marine Division, born 6 June 1947, killed in action 11 July 1968. A tribute written by Private First Class Robert Greer. This is our corpsman. Assigned to a tent at Dung Hall, the tent was blown up by incoming rockets. You cared for the wounded. At a trash dump near Cam Lo, you bathed and bandaged and laughed and played with Vietnamese children. You were initiated at the dunes into the Marine Corps. A bucket of scorpions was poured onto your chest. You drank chocolate milk to celebrate a Marine's birthday, and once again to celebrate Ho Chi Minh's birthday at Quang Tri Bridge. You marched across Quang Tri Bridge, naked, proclaiming to the laughing Vietnamese that the French have returned. You listened attentively to your men's letters from their friends and families at home. You watched in horror as your friend Richard Jurgensen was thrown from a truck into a speeding tank. The tank stopped 1 foot away from Jurgensen. He sustained broken ribs, but survived. You survived a 4-hour firefight, tending to heat stroke victims. Lima Company suffered no serious casualties, but as we prepared to leave the battlefield victorious, an explosion took the life of Major Joseph Longren. Like a skilled surgeon, you delicately removed leeches from our eyelids and the insides of our mouths. When Marines were trapped on a mountaintop, using a machete, you cut your way through hundreds of yards of thick vegetation and successfully rescued them. On the way up the mountain, you came across half-dead North Vietnamese soldiers. You gave them water and blessed them with the sign of the cross, then moved on. You fed starving Marines with handfuls of Cadillac dog food. When the food was gone, you allowed them to continue licking the flavor from your hands. You warned us not to drink water buffalo piss, then you fought to get your share of the puddle. You made helmet liners for your Marines out of captured NVA women's black panties. You participated in our beauty contest. After a great deal of debate, we all came to an agreement that Adak of the Mole People was the prettiest girl in the world. Each day, you passed out worthless malaria pills. At night, you cleared the throats and mouths of malaria victims. You took a needle and thread and sewed poncho liners into vests to keep your men warm at night. You used powdered coffee creamer and sugar and made railroaders Turkish taffy and shared it with other soldiers and the Vietnamese. When a priest came to celebrate Mass, you pressed the Turkish taffy into wafers. The wafers and the blood on the ground were consecrated in the sacrament of Holy Communion. You calmed your men who were trapped in an 8-grenade daisy chain booby trap. They survived that day. You played a game with your men, dispatching pages of James Michener's book Hawaii to Private Strange for instructions. Strange would receive the pages, then send back appropriate quotations from his Bible. When Tom Strange was killed, you tied him to a tiger litter and helped carry him up a steep hill. When a Marine who had just lost the use of his arms tried to help carry Tom Strange with his teeth, you understood and helped him.
You shared with your squad Lance Corporal James Leroy Brown's bottle of Manila rum.
At our last supper, less than 24 hours after you died, Brown would die in a minefield. Your life was saved by our scout dog. The dog was cut down you ran through machine gun fire to retrieve the dog's body. You were cut down by an M79 grenade, surrounded by wounded Marines. The Marines, all badly cut up and in pain, cried out for their corpsman. A Marine by your side cried out in horror, "This is our corpsman." There was silence. All cries and physical pain ceased. You were lightly wrapped by a friend in a rubber poncho. He fanned you and stayed by your side. "Do you hear them, Doc?" "I can hear them. They're coming for you, Doc. It won't be long." You heard my voice, and you smiled. This tribute was narrated by Mack's Marine Paul Skrabut, who was a graduate of Quaker Valley Senior High School, as was Corpsman John J. Michels.